Welcome to Best Frenemies. My name is Sharam, and this is...
Also, Sharam, is this
Welcome to Double Sharam.
Is this our first outdoor episode?
This is our first outdoor episode.
Yeah, we're getting some very strange, justifiably strange looks. And I'm going to be like this the whole time, I think.
We're going to get more followers from just people following us on the street.
Yeah, we're going to get added to lists for this...
Good lists.
This war crime we're about to commit in the middle of Collingwood here.
And what war crime might that be?
Well, I already get nervous going into Collingwood. Not for the reasons my dad told me I would be, because his Collingwood was very different to the Collingwood that I've come up with.
We are in the shanky end of Collingwood.
No, I meant more like the opposite. I meant more like we're in the it's very rainbowy here. And,
okay.
Just the look of me. I'm surprised I haven't...
You're quite rainbow.
I'm surprised I haven't burnt to a crisp, just sort of by coming out here in broad daylight, coming out, so to speak, in broad daylight.
I'm going to be very real. I think you would look really interesting with different colour in your hair.
I dyed my hair black.
Okay, and that was really gothic.
I did black hair.
Black hair.
That's black hair.
Black hair.
I did black hair.
I was actually thinking of dyeing my eyebrows just to have some variation and some creativity.
We look like such, speaking of creativity, we look like such creator wankers right now. Like someone's going to, there's probably a father and son on their way back from the footy down at the MCG, and the dad's kind of like rallying against all these young people who are too busy on their Instagram and their TikTok and all their Snapchats and all that. And then, Dad, it's not that bad, okay? And then they drive up Smith Street and they just see us doing a pod.
Yeah, but then the father is like, I could connect with my son by making a podcast with my son. That's what all the kids do. Kids are doing.
Is that the new? Is that the new play catch with your son?
Yeah, it's like creating a podcast.
The son comes downstairs one day and the dad set up a pod studio. There's a montage of the dad setting up the pod studio overnight, and then the kid comes out and he looks up from his phone and the dad's there with the mic and everything. Like, hey son,
are we doing it?
We're doing this. We're gonna call.
And the son's like, podcasts aren't cool anymore, Dad.
Yeah,
because it's an our generation thing.
This
Do you know
isn't
what I
funny
mean?
now.
Is
This
it
is making me
generational?
cringe. This is making me sad. I can just picture my dad doing this for me.
Yeah, my dad still doesn't know what a podcast is, so that's completely that's different between you and me. At
the pub quiz I host, the lady
quiz I host.
Yeah, the lady started chatting with me and the manager there, and she asked me this question. She said, I don't know how we got onto this topic, but she asked me, do you listen to podcasts? And it just sort of. Maybe, like you said, your dad doesn't know what a podcast is still. But
he thinks my day job is I'm paid to just eat food on camera.
Prove him wrong.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, it's a lot more complex than that.
Every time I see you online is just you with, like, black gloves
that's
pulling apart meat.
That's iceberg.
You go,
iceberg, yeah. I have perfected the food face.
Yeah.
Just wait this week. You're going to see some amazing food faces.
Inside voice, Sharam.
We're outside. I can finally use my outside voice. I need the people in these buildings to know about the podcast. Voice. This is the Best Frenemies podcast.
No, but she asked me, like, do you listen to podcasts? Which I guess some people see. It's fun. It's like, do you listen? Do you read the news? I mean, actually, that's a bad example. Some people actually don't do that. But
yeah.
But I thought we'd entered a world where maybe podcasts weren't like sort of a like. The kids are calling them podcasts. I thought we'd passed that. I thought we were sort of like everyone listens to,
Well, I think we're going to have an analog resurgence where podcasts become like an old person thing, and the new kids are doing things more in real life because where the internet to me is a blip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like AI is going to flood the internet with crap, and then people are going to crave in-world things like, dare I say, comedy,
radio.
Radio. Radio.
Well, no, I mean like
things that you can't. Yeah.
I tune into so my girlfriend is still kind of learning to drive.
Okay.
This is nowhere near the theme of the episode we agreed upon before we
hit
record, but this is fun.
We'll get into it.
Basically, she isn't very confident. Like, she doesn't want to worry about the Bluetooth and connecting to her phone and whatever. So she just listens to the radio.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I jump in the car, the radio's on. It's like Eastern FM, like the community station out in the east of Melbourne, and they're just playing whatever. And I'm like, I can see the beauty of that. Like, it'll be like jazz night on Eastern FM, and I'm like, I'll be like, I don't listen to jazz often. I want to, and people would argue that, well, the algorithm throws in shit like that based on, I think though, and I'm not the first person to come to this conclusion, I'm sure, but like the algorithm's too. We want you to listen to things you like.
Yeah, I don't want things I like.
Yeah, I kind of want to be punched in the face a couple of times.
Yeah, I had a joke about it where I was like, I don't want what I like, I suck. Like, I want different shit.
because I think, well, how did you get into what you do like?
Yeah,
you didn't like
it
from the. It wasn't from the, it wasn't. I don't think it was nature. I think it's nurture. You sort of you start listening to something. Maybe you like it for the wrong reasons because Sharam likes it, then I like it too because Sharam's cool. But basically, stuff like that. But you get into shit that it's just forced down your throat or your ears. So,
well, I saw there was a fun.
Have we been funny yet? This isn't.
Haha! No. This is informative. This is the informative episode. We'll talk about what the episode's about in a second. But I want to tell you, I passed a hipster cinema recently or today, and I was looking at it. I was like, "Ooh, there's all these. They're going to play all these movies from like 1960s or something." It was even more weird than that. But I don't know the name. But what I found interesting about it is like I could just stream all of these movies at home. But the fact that it's exclusive to a time and a place and a thing made it more interesting.
It's like my girlfriend again today was saying, "I get laid." My girlfriend was saying every so often. She was saying one day she was saying that.
What was she saying?
That she went to yoga and she's like, "Why don't I do it at home?" And it's like, well, you wouldn't do it. You don't do it at home. That's why you go to yoga at the gym. Because it's like I should do this at home. I have the mat. I have all the equipment. The brick that you use and the elastic stuff to stretch. I'm like, you have it all at home. I'm like, and she's like, and we were like, yeah, but you wouldn't do it at home. So like you wouldn't stream if at home. But you walk past this gay cinema showing this wanky film festival, and you're like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's the best thing I want to go to.
Next, what bit of advice? Watch SBS. I watch SBS World News every night because I like to be a
You like to
prick.
be.
I like to be. That's such a prick. I watch Mastermind, then I watch the SBS World News. I'm such a wanker. But then after that, it's some random ass shit. Like, have you ever watched SBS Primetime?
No.
7:30, 9:30. It's like Tutankhamun's lost pyramids, followed by Angola's railway. Yeah, then a documentary on like the Uzbekistan royal family. It's crazy and it's awesome.
And there's something about limited choices where there's a person who has only X amount of time to fill slots, but also it's not infinite algorithm. Hey, what's this episode about? In this episode of Best Frenemies, we're going to be talking to you specifically on how to get a gig in Melbourne or in comedy. Is that the episode? That was the premise?
That was the premise that he suggested. Yep.
Do you like the premise?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we were talking about nothing to do with that premise for the first 20 minutes of this episode tells me the level of passion I have for the premise.
Well, let me tell you about what I like about the premise. Okay. We don't have to talk about it itself, but we can talk about because I think that if we did a podcast that showed people how to get a gig, we'd solve so many problems. We
might disagree on a few things here.
Yeah, I know. That's good. That's good.
And I just did want to chime in and say this is probably the most best frenemies this pod has ever been.
As in, we might argue the whole time.
Well, right now I feel like the sort of like, I don't know about this idea. I just feel like we've got a real Stadler and Waldorf thing happening. Look it up, kids. Look it up.
Yes.
You got that reference, right?
No, but I get that. It's an Odd Couple.
The old guys from the Muppet Show. Yeah,
that's it.
Can I just put it before we get into the actual meat of this episode? Can I put this to you that, and this is going to sound very old man yelling at cloud.
Yeah,
but
like yell at that cloud. We're
Generation outside. Zoomer.
Yeah.
I don't think millennials did this as much. They define themselves so much by their youth. The whole I'm young, it's like their whole personality.
Which is the Zoomer generation?
That's the Gen Z below millennial, probably below us, I guess.
Okay,
How are you? You're
31. I'm 34.
So you were born in
1990.
Yes, so I think you're just a millennial.
Yeah,
you're on the cusp.
So you're saying that the younger, they're like, look how young we are.
Yeah, I think I come at it because I'm at a okay. This is getting off. Maybe this is
no. This is the pod. This is it.
No, I just wanted to get that in there as a thought that I've had recently because it bugs me because I host a lot of pub quizzes.
Yeah, and
trivia
like,
nights.
look how young I am.
And I'll ask them a question like, who was when was Pluto discovered? And it's like 1930. Fun for those playing at home. And then a table of youngsters will be like, they'll be like, and the answer's 1930, and they'll be like, we're young.
Oh.
A lot of that shit. I'm like, so?
Yeah, what they're saying is, we're afraid, we're alone, we're too young to know anything, please help us.
Yeah, it's a cry for help.
Yeah, it is. It's a desperate plea. They're like, I'm scared.
Don't you have,
did you know that life existed before we existed?
Yeah, don't you have a thirst for knowledge? Like, I thought at least a little bit, like...
It feels like trivia people would have a thirst for knowledge.
Yeah, well, there's that complicating factor too that we're at a trivia night, so I'm surprised you're not like, why'd you... Okay, that's the whole point of this. But I just find a lot of the Zoomers don't quite... they define themselves by their youth to a degree that I don't think millennials have or did. And I feel like that's going to bite them in the arse in a big way down the track. Because you don't stay young.
Yeah, you don't.
Alpha, the next gen down, alphas, maybe there'll be technology to keep them...
I've got an interesting thing. I don't know. Are you the same? How old are you?
37.
Yeah, so are we the same? Maybe you'll relate to this, maybe you won't. I think my generation was defined by being told that we're special. We can do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm learning with every fucking day. I'm like, I am not special. And that's actually cool.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. So I just got really nervous because there was a white guy walking past in an Aboriginal t-shirt. I was like, don't say anything that will offend him. But basically, probably would be anything. But basically, All right. Yep. Anyway, sorry, did we do the Welcome to Country before? We should have done that.
No, we don't. We don't have it.
Damn it. Sorry about that. Sorry, Freddie. Basically,
it's fine.
Let's do a Patreon dedicated to her. Anyway, basically, you can edit that out if you want, but whatever.
I'm not here for editing.
Never. If you said sure, I'll edit it out. That would have been the end of the episode. You going like, no, we're leaving that in. I respect you to a new level.
It's more out of laziness than out of...
All out of wanting me to self-destruct, so because one less comedian to compete for spots for.
That is what I do. Do you know what Edinburgh season means? Means people leave to, they go to Edinburgh.
Oh, that's in a month, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's leaving. Some people are staying. Yeah. My life easier, because when I book gigs, I now have to think of slightly less people.
Not going to name names, but the people who go, I'm like, you're going? Anyway.
As in...
Well, like, what are you doing over there?
Moving there or going and...
No, just like...
Just performing and mucking around and stuff.
Maybe edit this part out. I don't know.
No. No one knows who you're talking about. It could be you.
It could be me.
Yeah, it could be Joel. Are you going over? No. I don't want to lose 4
I feel weirder about the last 30 seconds than the 30 seconds before that. I don't know. Anyway.
Let's make it a little bit more weirder.
No.
But some of the people who move to Edinburgh and then stay there, to me, they're always like some of the best comics.
Yeah.
Which is also annoying because I'm like, now there's less people for me to worry about, but they're the good ones.
Yeah.
Which means if you're going to Edinburgh and you're not staying, what does that say about you?
You're really good at looking at the camera. I'm bad at that.
Because I'm inclusive. I'm including them in the journey. Hello, how was your day been?
But we love
really good.
We love inclusivity.
No, it's inclusive in a different way. I'm actually including them because this is an entertainment. They're the third party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not just...
I voted yes.
Yeah. So anyway, what I'm trying to say here is the reason why I think this podcast will be a good one is because imagine the journey you went on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you started and no one... Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, what information would you want to have?
We could have been 5 minutes into a good chat about how to get gigs in Melbourne. Instead, I just decided to self-destruct. But hey, let's get into that.
You always decide to self-destruct.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to talk to you about your anger on stage as well.
What anger? Well, no,
I think...
I mean, specifically, like, what? Yes. What
I think you have a fight or flight reaction that leans into fight.
Is this about last week when I performed at Dirty and I just gave up, or?
No. You're going well.
Because I didn't get angry at them. I was just like, you guys are pretty...
No. No, I've just... Every time I've seen you crack it or you get mad at the audience, I'm often like, I wonder if it's a fear response. Like, you're like... You don't feel like you're in control, and instead of being afraid, your default is, I'm just going to blame them or get mad at them.
Well, for starters, I would argue I haven't got... when was the last time I got mad at an audience and it wasn't funny and I felt bad about it? Probably... I'm trying to go through the... No, I think lately I've been pretty okay. It's more... internalized, and it's more a defeat sort of... Okay.
Yeah.
And then off stage, I'll tell all you guys like, man, what the hell?
Yeah. It's off stage.
What is with the? Oh well, there you go. Off stage is different to on stage. On stage, I don't get I push back when people say, "Oh, Joel gets angry at the crowd." Yeah. That hasn't. There are a few times where I did that.
This is me being inclusive. Joel is now a reformed comedian who doesn't get mad at the audiences.
I bottle it up and I drive home and I take it out on my loved ones. That's the healthy thing to do.
It comes out in memes.
Yeah,
comes out in memes. Actually, you take it out on the comedians.
You know what?
That's what happens.
A good example on the Friday before last. I bet if you look at the timestamps, there was me at Comedy in the Cellar, and then about 2 hours later, there's a meme uploaded. That's probably me at home making a meme.
Yeah, you're like, I hate everyone here. I hate the audience.
I was making a meme
mad.
before the episode. This episode.
See,
I was,
yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Who were you mad at today?
Oh, no, that was a different one. That was just, I saw a funny... I watched Gangs of New York. You'll see. I'll upload it after this.
You will see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's get back to the topic. Come on.
So, I really think that having information... Like, there was so much information that I wish I had that I had to piece together that I think would have made me far better as a... Like for example,
Oh, wait. Sorry. Were you looking for a response?
No, yeah, I'm trying to, bounce off each other.
I was just looking at where we're sitting. It's just the dumbest fucking
It is pretty annoying.
I hate art.
What park are we in? What's the name of this park? I don't even know.
Fucking...
But it's a good park. It's got these weird chairs that we're sitting on. Joel likes to think we're in a weird band promo photo.
Yeah, I don't know what... Yeah, actually, I did. I said it before. Actually, that was a good example of why you should save it, the juice for... on air is I said we look like we're in a Bomb Funk MC tribute band, and then I started singing B-Boys Fly Girls. Yeah, and I was like, of course,
and that is the juice he's talking about.
And of course, when
juice being empty calories with some vitamins.
And of course, Bomb Funk MC. When you think of Bomb Funk MC, you think of B-Boys Fly Girls, not freestyler.
Yeah,
freestyler. Oh, I can't sing too much of that.
You're right. This is the juice. No, you can sing it.
He straight from the top. I don't know the words. A rock, a microphone. Down, bump. You know that one?
Yeah.
He started off with the freestyler.
So how do we get gigs?
Well, come on, it's your premise idea. You
right.
You ramble and I'll tap in.
I was trying to stretch it out to the introduction as much as I could, but I just couldn't hold on anymore. Long story short, I think I have the idea of it. It is like a balloon, right? There's energy, and you're either taking from the balloon or you're adding to the balloon. And the balloon here is the gig and the gig runner. Are you taking from it or are you adding to it?
Are you saying that to make me angry?
I'm saying it because when people ask me for spots,
the minute you said it's like a balloon, I was just like a mist just went like that. I'm like,
taking energy and they're not providing energy. Because, one way to provide energy to a gig is to start a gig, run a room, make it better. Okay. For example, if you're really funny, you just make it better. Some people just that good,
Let me, on a point of order, Mr. Speaker, I would say this is a woman started walking towards us, and I'm like, oh, what did I say?
Yeah.
What didn't I say?
What do you believe about the balloon?
Using analogies just triggered me. It's like, but like basically
what's wrong with the balloon analogy?
No, well,
you agreed with it.
Nothing is wrong with the balloon analogy, but basically I would say most people are funny, like but humans I think are
humans
funny.
in general are funny, but
it's just so what I'm trying to say is if you're funny, it doesn't really make a difference because everyone on their day can tell one with enough application. There are some fools, but most people, if they apply themselves, can come up with a couple of funny jokes that will make them. And I'm not saying I'm above all this, by the way. I'm not saying
no. I'm saying we will bomb.
Yeah, I'll bomb in a couple of hours at your gig. Yeah, he will
bomb in a couple of hours. Yeah.
But basically, I will, basically, not as bad as he will, but basically, I was going to say,
that's okay. It's my
most people are like, oh, he's really funny. It's like the movie Zero Dark 30 when they're deciding whether to believe Jessica Chastain has found Osama, and James Gandolfini says, what do you think of Jessica Chastain? And his offsider says, she's smart, and he turns to him and goes. And he turns to him and goes, "We're all smart, Jeremy."
Yeah.
And because we're all funny, we're all smart. Is that Cameron Muratore?
We have a special guest today on the Best Frenemies podcast. We have Raw 2025 for 4.
Where can we watch that on SBS
finalists.
Filipino?
On SBS Filipino.
SBS on demand.
You got to get in the camera.
This might be our big
break.
How
do you get a gig? This is the premise of this episode.
I don't think you said his name.
Say your name.
Cameron Muratore.
Cameron Muratore.
I thought my name was...
Did you just start this?
19 minutes ago, yeah.
What have you been talking about so far?
We haven't taught anyone how to get any gigs. We've been trying to get there, but he didn't like my metaphor.
To get gigs, get good at comedy. Don't be a straight white male. That's a good one.
Yeah, which is what you are not.
Well, I'm really leaning into the whole Italians
will
thing.
be black again in a few years. Don't worry about that.
I pierced both my ears to try, like...
I get it. I did the other ear too.
Make them think maybe he's bisexual. I'm not, but, confuse them. So maybe I can get more and more queer lineups or really
Are
sink
you
my...
queer?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But if you want to give me more spots of dirty...
Are you from North or Southern Italy, your family?
Southern.
Oh, well, you're black.
Yeah.
What are you?
Excuse me?
What are you?
Imagine if that was the line after all of a sudden, like, excuse me? Nothing. I'm not even, I can't even get a British passport because I'm so Australian. It's so shit. I'm descended from convicts. Okay, you lost interest in that quick.
I lost interest. So this is why we talk about, it's a balloon. You're either taking from a gig, you're drawing air out of it, or you're adding to it. And the diversity, being funny, that...
Yeah, he's obsessed with this balloon analogy.
It's a good balloon.
Well, I didn't hear the start of the balloon analogy.
Yeah.
That's the balloon.
Did you like me just tap out when he said comedy is like, and you just tap out? You're like, nah.
No, but
bro.
that's it.
Because here's the thing, we all suck. We don't know what comedy
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
You were saying we're all funny.
I'm saying
I'm saying, I'm on.
Well, if everyone's funny, then everyone sucks. If you know what I mean.
There's a spectrum.
I'm getting some nods from here from the cam.
I think we're all on the spectrum as well.
Yeah.
And we all
I'm
suck.
not actually.
We all suck. We all probably won't make it, but it's about the friends you make along the way, guys.
He's real. This is him sucking up. Thanks for emceeing the gig.
All right. I'll let you guys.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
the bar won't open till 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Go stand out the front of the bar awkwardly.
Yeah, make it look good.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
What a great guest spot we had. That's our first guest.
Hopefully not the last. God, that was a glorious 2 minutes.
So I think this podcast should be pinned in your group chat.
It's not my group chat.
It is. It's the. Oh yeah, it's not just your group chat, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, balloons.
Yes, the balloon, right? Are you taken from it?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Are you giving something or are you taking away?
Yeah.
Well, because I would say the quickest way. Well, back to my point, which was clearly the more prescient point, is that everyone's, like Cam was saying, everyone sucks. I came up from a different angle. I said everyone's funny. Everyone sucks. Same thing. Same two sides of the same coin. We're all equal. So you got to have another angle. So what's the angle?
Yeah.
And unless
that's fair.
Look, I don't want to sound like a cynic, but unless you got I love the diverse gigs. The diverse gigs actually make for a more interesting show.
Yes, I agree.
And if you have that card up your sleeve, like. You play it. I would play it if I had that diversity card.
I'm only one of two Zoroastrian comedians.
There you go. I don't know why you don't play it. Well, you got on the Asian gig.
Yeah, I got on the Asian gig.
So there you go. That's good. I wouldn't begrudge that at all.
No, I'm not.
And but you sounded very defensive there.
No, I was just thinking about when I was on a diversity lineup and I was brought on as the only white guy on the list. And I thought that was really funny. Ironically, the person who brought me up was blind, but I think the name Sharam Namdarian should have been a giveaway.
Yeah.
And I turned my entire set into a rant about how there's 3 blind people on the lineup and I'm the only Zoroastrian person on the lineup. Yeah. And I thought it worked. It worked so fucking well.
The next act is a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
Okay. But basically, look, run it so you got to do other things in addition to.
Yeah, you got to be supportive, and that's what I mean. Like by funny, adding to the balloon, I think there are some people that genuinely will improve a gig. They're usually the people who are veterans or people who've been around for a while.
Yeah,
or diversity, things like that. Yep.
But I was just saying some easy ways to start. Like I've seen guys do it. Just they realize, seems like if I start a gig, I can parlay to get on at other gigs, which. Yep. Has its own problems because I think we lack. There's this thing in where I used to work, in economic regulation. Called, but stay with me. Called vertical integration, where it's like it's too. You're the boss and the participant. We don't want that too much because, you got a lot of gigs where you look at the lineup and you go like, what? And you go, you realize, that person runs a room, that person runs a room. They're not booking it for quality. They're booking it because, that person helps them, that person helps them, that person helps them. So there's other problems with that too. But basically how it works in Melbourne is if you've got a gig, it's half decent, you will be able to parlay for trade for spots. Well, that's one way.
Well, that's why I like the idea of a balloon, because there are so many people who are asking, I find constantly, that I literally cannot get back to everyone. And it's just like, it's draining, it's hard to get back. And it's like when I don't respond, it's not because I hate the person or I don't even think it's not because of that. It's just because there's different people that I've got to get back to everyone.
look back on messages I received when I first started in Melbourne, and it was sorry. I started here on the lands of the Kulin Nation.
There we go. We did the welcome to country.
Then I call me Uncle Joel. But there I lost track. I was trying to be funny.
Are you talking about?
No, I got messages from room runners,
yeah.
and I found them to be a bit short and rude, and I was like, wow, what the fuck? And now being a few more years in, and that the people who watching the video saw that guy walk past and let me check my bag. Pretty obviously, he's probably the least likely candidate.
Yeah,
I don't want to profile people.
Like
He's already got a bag. Why would he steal my bag?
He doesn't need 2 bags. That's crazy.
But like now I understand it because the amount of messages you do get.
You get so many messages, and that's why you make it easier. You're like, hey, can I MC or can I support?
Yeah.
Or
so there's another one. Don't be butthurt when someone doesn't reply to you or leaves you on red.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because if you are, if this is what I've learned, if I can't say no to someone, if I say no to someone and they get hurt, or I say not yet, that's worse. Now you've punished me for saying no.
Another piece of advice, I don't know you can decide how this fits in your balloon analogy, but basically
the good balloon analogy,
like go hang out at gigs as much as you can.
Yeah.
That really paid off in the end. I don't do that as much or as I used to, but if you're not booked or not on the lineup, go to the gig and just hang out. I did that at Funny Need a Brunny for a lot of the time. I just on a Monday go to Funny Need a Brunny.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I don't do that enough.
With a straight face, I would. It's easier now because there's the band room and there is a place to sort of hang. You can even just go backstage and hang in the green room. They're not going to stop you. You can hang out with the booked acts. But I remember back when it was in the narrow bar and it was like in the middle of winter. And I'd just be standing out the front. I don't smoke, but just standing out the front with a drink. Just
hang with the smokers.
Going, oh, hey, how was the set?
Smoke.
Did you have a good set? And I'd stand there, and it was like looking back, I'm like, that was crazy. I just drive 40 minutes to Funny, near to Brunny, an hour of hanging, and then drive 40 minutes back. But I think it kind of paid off because it shows while your intentions... Are you all right?
Yeah, I want you to finish this point, then I'm going to reset the camera.
While your intentions are a little bit self-serving, it still shows... it can be both. It doesn't... You're pressing the flesh, you're networking, but it's also... Yeah, you're also making up the crowd. You're also filling the room, making it a better gig. So, I don't know. Go on.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
You like this.
Wait, has this been good?
Yeah, I think this has been good. Have you learnt a thing? If you have learnt a thing, let us know. And if you haven't actually learnt any...
Call in.
Yeah, we have a mailbag.
You make a point, then I'll make a point.
Here's what I think. I think this is maybe
this
me overthinking.
Points.
This is called Points with Sharam and Joel.
Yeah.
We have it at the end of every episode. I think, and this might be stretching it, I haven't fully thought this out yet, that as Australians, because we're a youthful nation, dare I say, we're often looking up. We're often looking up at other countries, and we don't want to be seen as trying too hard. So, like, we'll look at things like, oh, do you know that person was on Kill Tony? That comedian was on this thing. That comedian was on that thing. But we're not really looking at the people who actually run the thing. And so it's like, I don't think we value running the thing as much as we value being chosen by a person who runs the thing. It's easy to get hired than it is to start a business.
Yeah.
And so we value being chosen, but fuck it. Start a thing. Do the thing. Who cares? Run your own. It's like a restaurant. Like, do you want to be a chef who gets hired? Yeah. Or do you want to... What's your goal here?
You mean like, even if it ends after a couple of weeks, you've at least tried?
Yeah, you've at least tried. Because the goal here is to perform. So that should be the point.
I was also going to say a guy like... some guys start these rooms and they don't last, but I think it signals... Sometimes I hear like there's sort of a back of the bus attitude, like when a new comedian tries to hang out and we're all mates and we've been in it for a while, and it's sort of like, oh, they were a bit cold to me, and I'm like, no, they just don't know you. I remember I had that when I first started. I was when I came back to Melbourne late 2019, and I was like, I don't know anyone. I just stood around awkwardly, but there is a bit of that. They just don't know you. But if you can sort of, and of course we live in a world now where it's a bit weird. You don't go up and be like, don't be too like extrovert and be too, what's that guy's name? Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends.
Oh,
Don't be like, hi, how are you?
Smile, eye contact.
That's lame. Don't do that. Be cool.
Yeah.
I reckon just show up to the gigs and hang out, signal in various ways that you are
sane, safe.
Yeah, all right. Jeez, woman jacker. But basically, you know what I mean. But basically, like, you're actually a real. This isn't like some hobby. You actually want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think people are very short with people who are like, oh, you're just here to tick the bucket list box.
Yeah, there are some people, and people often don't take you seriously because so many people die in comedy all the time. I remember once I hit 1 year, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, he's still around," and they just started connecting with me.
That's the other thing I want to say. Nick Kwan, shout out. He once at Bobby Peel's, on stage during a set, he was like just marveling at like, or not marveling, but terrified. Wow, who are all these new people? And he's like, it's amazing. He said at the time, I've been doing this 10 years, and honestly, guys, just stick around. Eventually, even the good ones quit. And then you're all that's left. If you just, that's probably
what I've been thinking.
Honestly,
recently.
It's depressing because it's not due to necessarily any skill. Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Because often I find this. Sometimes it's not the good ones quit because they hit the ceiling, and they realize, oh fuck, that's it.
Yeah.
And they go, oh that's it. And the next step would be moving
to Edinburgh,
to UK or America, and they just can't do that. So they're like, oh, fuck that. And they're almost too smart for it. They've got too much going on. Or they get a writing job or something.
Yeah.
They might get sort of promoted out of comedy in a way. Stand-up comedy, I mean. And so if you just hang around long enough, you will eventually... I've had a couple of gigs recently where it's like, I don't feel like I've got on this on merit. I feel like I've just hung around long enough.
Yeah, and that actually makes me sad because I wanted that on merit. I wanted to earn my space, but I've just hung out long enough and I'm here. And on that topic, you know why they call it the Melbourne comedy scene? Because it's where you fucking get seen. That's it. You're just seen. It's eyeballs. You just need to have your eyeballs on you. You'd be like, yeah.
You're really going for that like thumbnail the title for the Instagram.
Do a face.
No, you got to do it like that. Yeah.
All right, we did
and then we have like
the title.
And then you have scene and then /scene and the two different spellings.
Yeah, great, beautiful. That's the thumbnail. I love it, and it's going to be called "How to Get Gigs in
the
Comedy.
Melbourne Comedy Scene." Like,
but
scene.
In the scene, yeah. And then we'll tag it in the group chat,
yeah.
and then everyone will watch it, and they will have 4 minutes of value in a 30-minute podcast.
Sitting here in this park in the People's Republic of Collingwood, I'm worried this gesture was kind of like going to be misinterpreted as some racial thing, like, oh, what's he doing the eyes?
No, I think you're too vigilant with that. I don't think that's anything.
I'm terrified.
I don't think that's anything.
I'm so scared.
You're like, what if I blink? Is blinking a bad thing?
I'm wearing a soccer top.
No, that's because
sports toxic. Ew. Yeah. I'm wearing it ironically.
He's not wearing it ironically.
Yeah.
He has a soccer body.
How much more time do we have?
We've got time to get a watch. That's how much time.
I meant that in a positive way. It's actually been pretty good.
We can talk for 5-10 minutes.
Shame no one listens to this, but anyway.
But they will.
Any other ways to get? I think in the end
then there is a thing of asking, messaging. Messaging is over priority of asking in person because often.
Yeah.
Like, because fuck it, just
don't be too pushy.
Yeah, there is.
Don't be pushy. Yeah. That's lame. Eventually, that'll lead to you being sort of like. They'll remember you in a bad way.
Yeah.
I've seen people be pushy, like haggling for stage time, and I'm like, that wasn't cool. Just yeah, Also, a little advice if you are running a room. The first gig is different to the rest, or the first two gigs, especially the first gig is different to the rest of the gigs. Don't book your mates for the first gig. The first gig is ask a favor from like some of the big dogs.
It puts you on the map. The first gig is usually the best.
And also, it's not just to maybe get people, but also just so the bar is, or wherever the venue is, pretty happy with it. Like, they're not like, that was shit. They still might think it's shit because, there's no one's beyond bombing, even if you get the best. In fact, if you get a killer in there, hey, message someone from the Comics Lounge or something and go, hey man, I'm doing this new gig. I love what you do. I'd really appreciate you to come down. I can't pay you any money maybe, but I'd still, if you got free time, I'd love you to come down. They're probably still going to get out their notebook and try shit, but
they're trying shit is good.
But on the flip side of the same coin, they might still bomb doing that. But at least you're giving yourself the best chance. But if you just book your mates, it's a brutal time where you kind of got to be, you'll get messages going like, "Do you run that room?" And I'm like, "Yes." And you're like, "Can I get a spot?" And you're like, "Yeah, but not the first one."
Yeah, not the first one. Yeah.
Not the first. The first one is for the killers.
Here's what I've learned as someone who books. I've learned that you can say no to someone and still be friends with them. Which was very hard for me to get my head around. I still hate it, but it's the same thing. So if you can say no to someone and still be friends with them, that's still It doesn't mean it's nothing. It's a
no
logistical.
means no.
Yeah, no means no, but it doesn't mean we're not friends. Yep. Joel's nodding to people that aren't actually around.
No means no.
He's nodding to he's hyper vigilant.
Can we add some applause to that part?
Okay, go say no means no again and applause.
I firmly believe that no means no. Oh, this is weird. It sounds like no, I don't like this anymore.
Right, cool,
it just sounded like
when we started taking it more seriously.
Yeah, it just sounded, that was I don't know. That made me feel weird inside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a meme about this.
All right. So if you could give people one piece of advice on how to get gigs in Melbourne,
be undeniable.
Yeah, that's one.
Well, I mean, just persist. Sounds so shit. Persistence.
I'd say soft persistence, not hard persistence.
Start a room.
Yeah, start a room.
Have faith that if you just hang around for 5-6 years, eventually you'll just be whatever's remaining. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
And mine is, ask yourself the most important question.
Are you a balloon?
No, are you taking from the balloon or are you adding to the balloon?
Yeah.
You're not the balloon.
Is it a hot air balloon or a party balloon?
It's a party balloon.
Party balloon. Helium?
No. It's just air. Who cares? It's the scene and the room is the balloon. There's two balloons. They cross over. It's like a Venn diagram of balloons. That's my thing. Just ask that.
Oh, just picturing the balloons squeaking when they touch. Like,
well, stop touching the balloons.
And the electricity.
Hey, Joel, are we friends yet, or are we?
I mean, honestly, this is the best. This is the most. I reckon this is this podcast is the like. You know, there's like personification. This is the podcastification of what we're trying to be. I feel like we found that energy, that dynamic of we're friends but we're not kind of thing.
Normally we'll go into this, we're like, we're gonna fight. We're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna take you down. And we're like, I love you too, bro.
When you were going on your gay ass, and I say that with love, a rant about the balloon.
Yeah.
The looks you were over here like, it's a balloon, and a balloon is like, and I'm just looking at the camera like that. That's gonna make some baller content.
I love that it will be baller content.
Well, let's be diverse. Baller and flapper content.
What about baller like a balloon?
Well, but you get it, like, because baller testicles and flaps.
Yeah.
Can I tell that story real quickly?
What's the story?
So basically, at Sellers on stage, I was hosting, and someone did a spot, and they probably bombed, and I got up there and I said, "Give them a round of applause, guys. That took balls." And then I said, like, well, balls. What's the? If it's a lady, what's the ball? I can't say balls for ladies. What's the? And there was this lady in the crowd, and she yelled out, "Flaps!"
Yeah.
And I went, "Flaps!" And then later on, I think I can name her. Siobhan Larkin came, and she'd arrived later.
Yeah.
She hadn't heard any of that.
Oh no.
And we were just watching I think it might have been another female comedian, and I just sort of nudged her and went like, "That takes flaps." Thinking like, yeah, remember that joke? And she was just like, and to her credit, she was just like, "What?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you weren't here. You weren't here.
Yeah,
you weren't here for this." Yeah, and I had to explain very quickly. No, I made a joke about how for guys it takes balls, for ladies it takes flaps. Ah, shit. Anyway, fun.
So are we best friends yet?
Yeah, we are. No,
we can't reach the goal.
What do you want me to say?
Hey, no, because remember how I was like, hey, the end of every episode,
you know what?
I'm going to ask you this question.
Go ahead, I got one.
Hey, Joel, are we best friends yet, or are we...
Oh, fuck, I was going to do something different. Just ask me if we're best friends yet.
Are we best friends yet?
We are, was, and always will be best friends. Just like the land we sit on right now is the lands of the Kulin Nation.
Okay, so he's saying that ironically because I don't think we've reached best friend status yet.
I'm obfuscating.
Okay.
I'm obfuscating using progressive language.
All right, make sure to send this to everyone you know. And if you don't, fucking, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
Okay.